Illness is a sign of a shift that is taking place within your body. Another word for a shift is change. Another word for change is transformation. Another word for transformation is death. So this means that each time that we experience an illness, any form of an illness, that in actuality we are going through a shift. Our body, our person is going through a change. A part of us is dying. We all experience death in some form of another on a daily basis, constantly going throughout the day. Every time we go to sleep at night, we experience death, but we also experience life as well. From death comes life, a feeling of newness, rejuvenation, feeling alive all over again because you've overcome a dark point in your life. These deaths or transformations that we experience is a clear indication that there is life after death. Just like we all go through personal shifts, there are also universal shifts as well that affect everything within the universe, earthly things, all things that are related to the earth, such as our physical being. We are all affected by these universal shifts in one way or another, whether it be our physical being, the way that we think, the way that we see things, our personal relationships, how we relate to other people. We are all affected by these shifts that take place in the universe, and many more are coming. People will get sick, relationships will break up, people will even die. This is all a part of change and the process that's taking place within the universe. What do they call it? Evolution, right? From death comes new life. On a spiritual level, we can call these transformations that are taking place awakenings. You'll notice once you overcome whatever dark period that you're experiencing in your life, like I said before, you come into a new awareness. If you're on a spiritual journey, you may notice that your powers have been heightened. If you are a clairvoyant, you'll notice that you can see things with clarity. You may even feel closer to spirit than you were before you got sick. During illness, what's happening is that the body is purging itself of toxins, impurities. Now the whole purpose is, once this process has been completed, it's not to go back and repeat the same behavior that you repeated before. To become aware. Alright? To become aware. What was it that made you sick? Whatever it was, we want to try not to repeat that same behavior. And a lot of times what we think it was that made us sick was not. We have to get to the root of the problem. This is how we heal. A lot of us focus on the illness when we get sick instead of focusing on the root, focusing on healing. Focus on what took place, what started this process, what was the initiation, what started the whole thing. We have to travel back to that point because that's where the healing begins. We can't start in the middle. In order to return to the cause of the sickness, that's going to require us to go beyond the physical in order to do that. In order to protect oneself from the repercussions that take place as a result of these shifts, alright, the first thing that we'll need to do is get in the right state of mind. Alter the perception. Many would say probably to change your diet. But in order to change your diet, you first must get into the right state of mind. You have to change the way that you think. Once you change the way that you think, then you can change your diet, because that's the number 2 thing that you need to do. You definitely need to get your diet intact. The reason why diet is important is because you want to make sure that your body is free. So that way when spirit passes through your body, it has nothing to take hold of. There's a lot of things that we eat that contain a lot of toxic energy, and we may not be aware of it. If you're eating a lot of garbage, a lot of stuff that you know that is not good for you, you definitely want to make sure that you're detoxing frequently. We have unknown spirits that pass through our body constantly, and you definitely don't want to be holding on to any toxic energy while they're passing through. You don't want to give them anything to hold on to, especially if the spirit is negative. Remember, we are the drivers of these divine vehicles that have been given to us, and we want to make sure, just like a car, how we take care of our car, we want to also make sure that we're also taking care of our vehicles, our cars, our personal vehicles. We want to make sure that we're able to control how it moves. In order to do that, we must exercise self-discipline.